everyone. Welcome to WagerTalk. My name is Minty, and joining me today is Bruce Marshall at Bruce A. Marshall on Twitter and Ralph Michaels at CalSportsLV. This Saturday, we've got Miami at Florida State. This Florida rivalry, road teams have covered 5 straight, but I see a pattern of home versus road performance again in this. FSU's quarterbacks are only completing 57.4% of their passes on the road versus 70.6% completion at home. Miami's pass defense has improved a little the past couple weeks, but both these teams have a 4-4 record. Who has the edge here this week?
Boy, it's a hard one to watch. I mean, these are not the Candy Dulfers of college football. These teams are hard to watch. They're hard to look at. And first of all, overarching here on the Florida State side, yes, Willie Taggart's feeling some heat. I know some boosters there. They're talking about getting rid of him. It's a big buyout. They're talking about Urban Meyer. Somebody else might be coming in there. I'd watch for Mark Stoops of Kentucky. That might be their fallback choice. But Taggart's in some trouble because the team has been pretty unsightly. And unsightly has certainly been Miami this season as well. 4-4. The stat that really gets me about Miami, in their 3 wins in ACC play, they have been outgained. In their losses, they're outgaining the foes. I mean, it's been a very hard team to watch, and that Pittsburgh game was very unsightly last week. Miami is switching quarterbacks again. The merry-go-round lands back on Jaron Williams this week. He was the early season starter. Then he got hurt. Then Nkosi Perry. Williams came back, and the Virginia Tech game looked terrible. Perry's in. Then he starts the Pitt game. Then he looks bad. Williams comes in, and they win the game late. So now it's Williams. But this is kind of what's going on.
How bad is Tate Martell? Everyone thought Tate Martell was going to start the season, right? And he's the number 3 who can't even beat one of those two guys.
I was thinking he was going to be the quarterback, the Las Vegas kid, and he was supposed to play receiver. But the bottom line is they're having all sorts of trouble with this offense. The other side of this equation, though, Florida State's been rotating quarterbacks too. Now they're going with Alex Hornibrook, the starter, the transfer from Wisconsin. After Blackman's been benched, Hornibrook has put up some decent numbers, but he's got a delivery as slow as Madison Bumgarner. And this Miami defense is still pretty ferocious here. I could see that road thing hanging in there. As Ralph mentioned before we went on here, it's been a road-oriented series. And we could see taking the points here with Miami, although, like I cautioned people, this is going to be a very hard game to watch.
You know, I'm going to bring some more technicals in to lean the under with this, and I'm leaning that way as well. You know, Miami on the road, 2-11-1 over-under. We saw their Pittsburgh game. They had 200 yards, and they only scored field goals because of turnovers. And Florida State has gone under 6 straight games. Now, here's the interesting thing about Florida State. In their last 4 games, 3 of their opponents, Wake Forest, number 1 in the country plays per game. Syracuse, number 11 in the country in plays per game. NC State, number 12 in plays per game. So they played 3 of the 12 fastest-paced offenses, and yet they've all gone under the total. Now we're getting Miami, who is number 106 of the number 130 plays per game. So I think that's where you're finding a lot of value with the under. The Miami defense you talked about, Bruce, allowing 3.1 yards per carry, allowing under 55% completions. Yeah, the turnover chains come back. They've won the turnover battle in all but 1 game. But, you know, these 2 teams, we're used to Miami getting a lot of penalties. They're number 114 in penalties. FSU number 125. As you said, both teams undisciplined, sloppy. Penalties have extended drives. And the last number for Miami, number 128 in red zone offense. They just cannot push the ball into the end zone. So with the technicals, with the defenses, with the new quarterback changes, I do look for the under in this game.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Don't forget that any 5% best bet is backed by our 150% WagerBucks guarantee, where you will get 150% back of the purchase price in credit.